104.1 KRBE.
Let's go. Good morning.
The Roula and Ryan Show.
With Eric. It's about to get all stupid up in here.
Hey, sleepyhead.
Featuring Special K.
Nobody asked you, Kevin.
And Sam.
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula.
Macaroni cheese hot dog.
Ryan.
I am the worst DJ ever.
With Eric.
We're the champions of the world.
104.1 KRBE.
Good
morning, Houston, Texas. It's Wednesday. It's April 9 of 2025, 6 o'clock on the dot, and the gang is here ready to rock and roll with you.
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. It's Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. Happy Wednesday.
Likes to rock and roll.
Rock and roll. We're rocking and rolling.
And eat.
Listen, all I can tell you is I'm trying to soak up every last day.
Imagine we did that, kissed it.
Damn.
Oh, and right, and he's chunky himself.
I'm making a joke because, you go to some classic rock concerts and the
They
guy...
always pander.
Yeah, they pander. They fill in the city and then they monologue.
I hear Houston likes to party.
And they have the name of the city taped down on the floor.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we've been we've been on stage bringing these people on, and we get to see what they have on stage. And
Yep.
not only that, but sometimes they have lyrics down there too.
Oh,
Yes,
you
yes,
know,
for
teleprompter.
sure.
But
They definitely have the set list
We
on
had
there.
Alanis
was saying-
Morissette in the studio once. Remember, Alanis Morissette had that computer guy. The guy would come in with the computer and put in front of her with the lyrics. That was his whole job, was to play the teleprompter for her.
You want to make sure you don't mess it up.
And she was playing old songs.
yeah,
Why
you
does
think
it mess
like
it up?
you should know
been
this.
singing this for like 32 years.
Like, I know this song.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Right. Who was it?
I don't know.
There have been some artists that are seasoned artists for the decades who are like, wait, what part was that again? Wait, y'all sing it. Because I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe for some reason you're like
A
brain
lot of times they
fog
do
or
that
something.
when they can't hit the notes.
Well, that's also
Hey, I
good.
let the crowd sing. I'm like,
Good
no, I
disguise.
want
That
you guys
would-
to sing it.
That would be Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Like, if you've seen them live, Vince Neil cannot hit any of those notes anymore. So when it comes up for the chorus, he holds the mic out. You know what? I didn't pay $100 to hear a bunch of white trash sing. I
Yeah.
want to hear you.
I want to see you, Mr. White Trash.
Yes.
All I can say
I'm
is
white trash.
I am
Yeah.
really trying to hold on to every minute of this weather, y'all, because you know that heat's coming.
Yay!
Man, it's been so nice
Summer is
outside.
coming.
It's been so nice outside.
I had my windows open all night last night. It's sleeping in the.
Aren't
in
you
just
worried
the
someone's going to
breeze.
crawl up in there and snuggle with you?
He's like Snow White.
Oh,
All those
I-
animals.
Possums and whatnot.
Well,
squirrels.
my new house has 2 floors, and we have a dog that's very, very vocal. So I'm not concerned that.
Is it a beagle?
It's a beagle,
Aw.
and he's real sassy. Every time you tell him no, it says.
And why do you have a dog, Kev, for people just listening?
I have a dog because I do Rover, which is kind of like Uber for dogs, where people pay
Daycare for dogs.
Yeah, babysitting for dogs. So they pay me for me. It's $30 a night, and we just take anybody's dog for a week.
How do they vet the people? Because
Well, you
that's-
get reviews,
Okay.
and
Or you can meet them as well.
Yeah. Also, you can meet them ahead of time. We used to meet these dogs ahead of time, but now we take in a dog like every other week. We're like, we don't have time to meet
You
these
had
dogs.
the windows open. Guess what? We're under like a severe air quality alert right now.
Oh, I got rid
Haven't
of.
we been?
I got rid of my
coated
allergies
by the pollen?
at Aspire Allergy and Sinus, so I don't have.
Well, if
to
an
worry
animal
about it.
jumps out the window.
But getting covered in that yellow
Screens
dusting.
in his
screen.
window.
Does he have screens?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Some people
Really?
don't.
Most of them.
I don't
know.
have
Some
screens.
people don't. Shockingly,
You don't have
shockingly, some
screens in
people.
your
Yeah, a lot of
windows?
people.
No.
A lot of people don't have those in houses.
I
It doesn't
used to
look
have
nice.
them, and then the new house does not have screens.
Yeah.
Most modern houses don't.
And Sam, when I built the last house, that was an option, and I was thinking, well, of course you want screens for the windows, and they're like, yeah, but that doesn't look pretty. And when do you actually ever open them?
Especially in Houston, most people
That
have the
is
air conditioning
so
on.
odd.
Yeah, no screens.
No, it's not. Sam, that
That's
maybe
weird.
because you're from Pennsylvania, it's more of a northern
Well, I
thing.
just-
Yeah.
No, I think
I
I
would
just
say-
got born and
Windows,
raised
and
with
I have
screens.
screens.
Yeah, but the vast majority of homes I drive by don't have screens.
Because you don't, you
And
don't
I don't
really-
live in any
open the
fancy
windows.
neighborhood.
Like we
Maybe
were-
your average house.
like those cool doors, those windows that could unfold and living room and the patio.
Yeah.
You see in movies. And that.
Oh,
like
yeah, it's cool.
California, it's cool to have those.
Open it
'cause-
up.
Super nice.
No
but
bugs.
here, like when we built our house, we had a choice to build a huge window my wife wanted or that. But she's like, how often are we going to open that and use both?
Yeah.
Like maybe 3 times a year, and then you got to worry about bugs when you do open like that. So she just did the window. And
Well,
didn't miss it at all.
I love it, and also I want to say bienvenidos out our guest.
Here he is.
All right, the one,
Wait,
the
yeah,
only.
do it like Kiss. You wanted it.
You wanted the best, you got the best. A blast from the past. Whoa!
Yeah.
Juan is here.
What's up, Juan?
Long time loyal fans.
How's it going?
Hi. So we first met Juan in 2014 when we would invite raw feeders into the studio to do the raw feed with us. What was your number? Do you remember your number? Did you remember?
It was such a long time ago.
Yeah, we used to
Did you
get
say
people
2014?
numbers. 2014, I was pregnant with my
you guys
son.
with 2014.
11 years ago.
There should be a photo.
And wait, that picture you took of us, Juan, though, that is actually the first time we met you, or that's just the many times you came? That's just one time we took a picture.
I don't remember, but it was probably one of the few times because
If I see
Hey,
the
Juan,
picture
get right
where it
up
was
on it.
taken, if it
yeah,
was
it was
in
probably
the,
one of the very first times.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Now, a
so-
lot of times people are going to think throughout the show, we're going to get text. Is that Kevin doing a voice? We'll get Fez
Yeah.
from that 70s show, and is Kevin, because you'll never hear Kevin and Juan talk at the same time.
Yeah, it's
Well, you
weird.
could try and say something at the same time.
When
right
was-
now.
We can't do that. We got to let him wonder.
When was the
Prove it
last
to the
time
6 o'clockers.
you were on the show, Juan? Do you remember what year? It's been many years.
Yeah, it's been a lot
Before
of years.
COVID.
I thought it was
I think-
before COVID. I don't think you were here after COVID.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So
yeah.
over 5 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's all grown up now. He's got a beard.
Yeah.
Look at that. He
Oh,
looks
yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
You grew
You got
into
your
yourself.
little, you got your little Amish beard.
Yeah, he does.
I grew a beard because I
It's
couldn't
not
grow.
a chin strap, but it's not a full beard.
I couldn't grow in height, so I grew a beard.
Yeah, what's your height?
How tall are you, Juan?
I'm like 5'9".
5'9".
Oh, no, 5'9". You were shorter than me, bro.
Stand up.
How tall are you, Kev?
Come here. buddy.
How tall are you, Kev?
I'll
All
grow
right,
at
take
least
a picture. I'm 6 feet tall. Now tell me.
Oh, no, you're
Yeah.
like, you're
like 5'10". Okay.
your eyes goes to his nipple.
So he's going up.
taller, buddy.
Look at your eyes goes to like his nipples.
How tall are you, Special
They're the
K?
same size.
Hey, Kevin, go stand by him real quick.
Special K,
Yeah,
how tall
I'm
are you?
5'7".
5'7".
Let's see. All right, we'll find
Go
out
on,
the real
Kevin,
height.
stand next to me. We'll do it like the evolutionary scale. All right, over here.
We got one.
Oh, yeah, for sure not 5'9".
Holy cow, this is like an escalator.
So Juan reached out to us
You're like
years
5'3".
ago when he listened to the show religiously and the Raw feed religiously. We met him for the first time there, and he would come in back and forth. He was in school, then he had graduated, then he'd gotten a job, then he'd become a teacher, a history teacher, right, Juan? You were a history teacher for a while? In high school?
No, I wanted to be a history teacher, but no,
But
I
you-
was studying to be a teacher.
Okay.
He
But
wants
you
to
never
be a
actually had a high school job?
Um,
I thought you had like a short stint in like a high school or something, no?
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I thought you worked at a school for a little bit.
Yeah.
but they,
No, well, I worked at a school when I was doing my degree because you have to do 6 months.
Gotcha.
but he was getting in trouble by the teachers who were yelling at him. They thought he was a kid.
Yeah.
That's I mean,
Get back to class.
I'm
What are
teaching
you
that
doing
class.
over here?
Here's
I'm
my
teaching
ID.
this class. So we haven't talked
did
to Juan in a
January,
long
too.
time. Oh yeah, when Juan Pablo was the Bachelor on ABC's The Bachelor, we did January with our very own Juan.
Did we get you a date?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, sorry about that.
He would remember that.
Are you married now?
No, I'm still single.
Have you
That's
had
fine.
any major dates since we've last seen you?
Yeah, I had a dates, but right now I'm single. I had dates and
Any
Relationships?
yeah,
relationships. Yeah, I had some.
you had a
but, you know,
girlfriend.
It's
Yeah,
been a while. It's been 11 years.
yeah, I had but right now I'm single.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
from-
Are you on the apps, Juan? People like do
yeah.
you like to date with the apps, or how do you like
Nah.
to choose to find people?
I'm not a big app guy for meeting people because you don't know. I like to meet them.
Face to face.
Yeah.
Ladies, he's out on the prowl.
You're old school, face to face.
Yeah, where do you meet women? Like grocery store, nightclubs?
Friend
you know,
circles, work.
Work, maybe work or restaurants. If destiny has it for me, maybe I'll meet them somewhere.
That's right.
Yeah,
And
through
it could
friends.
be at your job if you do the curbside at HEB
Yeah.
one
Juan
day.
works at HEB in
Oh.
Richmond.
You'll be
Okay.
putting stuff in their trunk. Your hands will touch at the same time.
No, they sit in the
Oh,
car.
magic
There's no
spark.
hand touching
Yeah.
at all. That's the whole reason of
Nothing?
curbside. No.
No.
You
You
just
just
put
pop
it in
the
the car
trunk.
and get the hell out of there.
Do they,
maybe-
but you
maybe the
tip?
kid will
Do
be
you
in the
tip?
back.
Tips? Do they hand you money?
Well, I don't do the actual handing to the car. I just do the shopping. I don't hand it to the car.
Oh yeah, he just does a shop. Is that more fun for you? You're like, oh, I have all my 15 carts on the dolly, and just throw some yogurt over here and put some baguettes
Did you
over
really
there.
put it into it? Like you're like, okay, I'm going to give this person some good amount.
Let me
of,
look at these strawberries and see
Yeah.
which are the
No,
best
no.
ones I'm going to pick.
No, you gotta pick the best ones. We
That's
got
right.
the quality control. You gotta pick.
Quality control. It's
I like
frustrating
that.
is like when you use an app like Instacart, it's like, I know they have that food item. I was just there yesterday. They didn't look hard enough. Do you ever just say, screw it, this is close, I'll do a replacement?
I'm going to say he's not even going to answer that if he wants to keep his job.
No. We actually have a dedicated person that just had his only job is to see what was out of stock and then grab it and
that's
bring
good
it back.
to know.
Oh wow, how many people are doing that job at a time? You have like 5 people on staff doing the curbside.
There's a lot of people I don't know how many, but there's a lot
I'll
of
give
people.
HEB props, though. They put a lot more into it than Instacart does.
The one in Bel Air, I remember they had that whole section downstairs because they have 2 levels and like a whole curbside
I still have not
area.
been to the Bel Air HEB that's 2 stories.
There's a 2-story.
And I
How do
haven't
you
been
get
to the
shop-
one
What?
off Washington, too. There's one off Washington.
Yeah, I go to that one.
I've never been to that one either. That's
love
2
it.
stories.
And on Shepherd, actually, I go to the one on Shepherd and 24th. And, I mean, it's just parking downstairs.
How do you get your shopping cart upstairs and downstairs?
It's a little escalator for your shopping cart.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's so
Yeah,
cool.
and you just ride along.
Yeah, you
Wow.
lock your cart into this little machine, and it's its own escalator.
So there's 2 escalators, one for the carts,
And then one for
one
you.
for you.
Oh, that's really cool.
And the cart people put them in the elevators, the huge elevators, to get them back up so that you don't have to actually
Bring
get
them.
that cart upstairs. It's already up there
And they
waiting
got the
for you.
lights like at airports, so you know what where to park. Red, green.
Oh, I love that.
Since we have
Oh,
one,
yeah,
I like those
lights.
I've always
Yeah.
wanted this
I love that.
dumb question amnesty for grocery stores. So sometimes I've got like a full shopping cart and I'm like, oh crap, I forgot like a jar of salsa like 10 aisles down. I'm just going to leave the cart parked right here at this spot, go get the salsa and come back and get my cart. How long does a cart, like if you see a cart just sitting there alone, how long before they say, well, it looks like this has been abandoned, let's unshop it and put all the things back? Like how long can something be dormant, left there?
Well, it depends on how busy the store is. If it's not as busy, it'll become pretty quick. If it's busy, then it'll probably take a little longer.
Yeah, because you probably,
Yeah, it
I
depends.
bet you can feel it. You kind of see.
That thing's been there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Move this thing now.
Yeah,
Well,
if
we're all
it's,
guilty of that.
That
Haven't
meat
you
is
done
sweating
that?
over there.
The meat is sweating.
yeah, it's
Right? Yeah.
You get
Yeah,
warm.
it's sweaty.
You start feeling it. It's like,
And no one will know.
Put the front.
Yeah.
Back on. Let's put this on the front shelf so we can get rid
What's
of
that
it.
red sticker when you give the meat?
Oh, yeah.
reduced?
I'd pick it up next. Manager special.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. But HEB doesn't have manager special.
No?
No, I've never seen a manager special, at least at the HEBs I've been to. They have the clearance aisle. You know, Roula and I like the clearance
you
aisle.
know, I like the
You know,
clearance.
Oh, yeah, clearance.
Randall's got
It's
a
not
good
even a
one,
whole
too.
aisle. They got to put a pallet right there in the front when you walk in at Randall's.
When you get the,
It's like right
the
here.
gently used meat.
No, they don't have that. It's like stuff that's seasonal or it's like phased out.
Seasonal, like all the
50%
turkey
off.
gravy is on sale right now on mine.
We got some pumpkin spice crystal light.
Yes.
And they were like, nobody bought this.
Pumpkin
Let's
spice
see what idiot
crystal
wants
light.
pumpkin spice crystal light.
That's like 6 months old.
It doesn't matter about the age.
No.
It doesn't expire.
No.
They just have
Buy
to
it now then before they
wind
jack
it
the
out.
price up
I
in
know.
the fall. And then,
Believe me, I was looking at those prices yesterday, Eric, and I was like, I wonder how much this is going to cost in a couple weeks.
Yep.
It's going to get really expensive.
Price is
Like-
Right. It's going to be a whole new show.
Oh my
Right.
God, no one's going
How
to
much for
adjust
the
those
soup?
prices.
What is the tariff on this product?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Tariffs are not right. The price is not right. That's what it is.
The tariff is right.
Juan, hang out with us today, all right?
all right, yeah, I'll be here.
And if anyone, you are looking for a job, so maybe 640. I mean, you love your job, but you'd love to
Yeah.
be a teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's your degree in? What did you major in?
Social studies.
Social
Okay.
studies. So maybe there's somebody out there listening that needs somebody.
Social studies
But yeah,
teacher.
when we come back, we can get into it.
Oh,
Sweet.
okay. Just
All
asking.
right. Well, when we come back, we'll get into it.
Yeah, let's get him a job.
Here's your weather for today.
All right, so
Houston.
it's going to be another gorgeous day. It's going to be lots of sunshine. It's going to be a lot warmer than it was yesterday. So we've got a high in the mid 80s, and right now it just feels great out there. It's 53 degrees and 6:13 on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
Right here. Go. KRBE's Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
Celebrity Scoop.
It's brought to you by Taqueria Arandas. I want to remind you guys that today at 9:20, 12:20, and 4:20, we've got the best of H-Town. It is a prize pack that'll keep you very busy. You get 4 tickets to the Museum of Natural Science. You get 4 tickets to Typhoon, Texas Water Park. You get 4 tickets to Houston Children's Museum, and you get 2 tickets to a production for Theater Under the Stars. On top of that, we'll give you $100 in Big City Wings and as a gift card.
Awesome. Throw in a dire wolf as well.
A what?
Dire wolf?
Yeah, you see those things are out now?
What's a dire wolf?
Oh, is it that animal they cloned?
Yeah, they cloned it from like
Oh,
10,000 years ago. It's basically like the ones from Game of Thrones.
What? This
Yeah,
is
it's
totally
like
like
Jurassic
they're 6
Park.
months
Jurassic
old.
Park.
Wait,
Yeah.
it's alive?
There's
Yeah,
2 of
yeah.
them.
They took like a
Yeah, look it up.
bone and like a hair or something from it.
D-I-R-E dire.
Yeah. So they brought
Cool.
back an animal out of extinction.
Are they sweet?
Well, right now
Yeah,
they are.
right.
Ah,
Sure.
They look pretty
They,
like.
they have 3 heads and fangs. They're going to eat your face
Are they like
off.
4
Just
feet
kidding.
taller
I
than
don't
a
know.
regular wolf?
Oh,
I don't know.
what?
It looks dangerous.
There's photos of them like with the guy that wrote George S. Martin.
George R. Martin.
George R.
George
Yeah.
R. Whatever his name is from Game of Thrones. And I think they all put money into this company. And now they're going to do a woolly mammoth.
We are.
I saw that.
Is that a smart
we
idea?
are months
Why are we
away
doing
from
this?
pterodactyls and T-Rexes because
That's
you know those aren't extinct for a reason. It's kill or be
Why
killed.
would we do this?
Bring
This
back
is ridiculous.
an animal that is predatory
That's
and
ridiculous.
dangerous to the ecosystem. Yeah, that's a great
What is the
idea.
point?
You see those murals of Jesus riding the dinosaurs? You know, it's like, what if the dinosaurs never went extinct? Then Jesus may have had like a pet dinosaur that he rode
They
around.
put those out there.
Now you're describing the
Easter.
Flintstones.
That pretty much is the Flintstones. They lived amongst the dinosaurs and weren't eaten
But yeah,
alive.
In
that was a
reality,
big
we all
story
know.
the last 2 days, so I can't believe that's happening.
Oh, they're
I just saw the
huge.
coyotes here in Houston. I didn't see this.
Oh, I see them every day on the golf
Coyotes,
course.
at least they're tiny.
Are they
Yeah,
tiny?
but they can snatch up your little
Yeah,
dog.
they'll
They used to
eat
take
your
my
little
pigs, my
puppers.
baby pigs on my farm.
Oh, Eric, that's traumatic.
I know.
You know, they've crossbred coyotes and dogs now, too. I saw an article very similar to what you just read. They did the first crossbreed of a coyote and a dog.
Do we need this in our lives?
Yeah,
I don't think we
why?
do. Just leave it to the side.
So many cool things you could do in science. And that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of
Makes a human
Jurassic
an
Park,
animal.
because that is the premise of Jurassic Park. They found the DNA of dinosaurs in mosquitoes after they got bitten. They're able to isolate that and recreate the dinosaurs. Jurassic Park is one texter's choice for a great movie opening because of how the whole thing starts out and like the massive views of Hawaii and the helicopter ride over the mountains, and you get to Jurassic Park.
Anything that grabs your attention right out of the box. Like all the Indiana Jones movies, they had kind of like a immediate attention grabber.
I never did see the
opening
last
scene.
one.
Oh,
Is it the Glass Crusade?
No.
That's the Crystal Skull. I
The
saw that
last
one.
one
Stinker bomb. That was on TV.
was
over
the
weekend.
worst piece of crap I've ever
Is
seen.
that the Found of Youth or something? Was he kidding?
No, it was an alien crystal
Dial.
skull.
No, that's
and they
not,
were.
that was the. That's
That
not
wasn't the last one?
Last one
No.
was with the girl from Fleabag.
Yeah, and it was called The Dial
okay.
of Destiny, where
Okay.
the first 20 minutes he's de-aged, and it looks like you're watching an old Indiana Jones movie, but you can tell Spielberg didn't direct this. It is a mess. It's not good. I couldn't even tell you what the story is, other than that they wanted to. Who's the famous mathematician? It begins with a P. Pythagorean or something.
the Pythagorean theory.
Yeah, the
Yeah, so it
Pythagorean
deals
theory.
with
I thought you said
discovering
pierogi.
finding this
Those are yummy.
instrument that can take you back in time. And he goes back in time to the year 800 at one point. And it's
And then
just,
Huey Lewis, there's like back in time.
Yeah,
and they're singing in the 80s.
it is just
He went to,
so
he's hanging out
bad.
with Marty McFly.
And Marty McFly and all of a sudden Indiana Jones are together. In a
Chuck
Back to the
Berry,
Future.
you got to hear this.
Hey, it's your cousin, Marvin.
Marvin.
Anyway, okay, so Raiders of the Lost Ark is on this list for greatest movie openings of all time from 1981 when Indiana Jones tries to steal the fertility idol from a cave and ends up running from that giant rolling boulder.
Oh, that was huge.
Yeah.
That was a big deal.
Don't they have that at Universal?
Yes, my mom was in it. She was an extra, and I was mad at her for 3 days after she got to do that. It was MGM Studios, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And
Really?
they had the whole. It was a huge set.
Yeah.
And they picked some people from the audience to be the runners, like running away
the
from
ride.
this.
You're running from the boulder.
Yes, running from this.
I thought you were saying she was in the actual movie and she was an extra. And I'm like, wait,
Brilliant
what?
architect and an
I mean,
actress.
I
On the
don't know.
side.
Maybe she, hey, she had a previous
Maybe-
life before she was an architect.
She designed that set.
Yeah, so you're
Yeah.
saying when y'all went to go visit MGM Studios, they picked
had
her as
that.
an extra. Okay.
Mhm, and she got to do that. And of course, I really wanted to do it. You know, like I wanted to razzle dazzle on that stage.
Yeah.
But I think I was probably too young, and
Right.
they couldn't let me
Yeah.
up on there.
There's video of some guy getting, the stunt guy getting run over
yeah.
by that ball
Oh Lord!
or that
man.
rock.
It's probably
thing.
styrofoam anyway.
That's still not gonna feel good.
though.
Yeah. Okay, other movies that made the list of greatest movie openings of all time. It's from 1990 when Henry, Jimmy, and Tommy brutally and fatally beat a gangster in Goodfellas. And Ray Liotta voiceover says, as far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Sometimes I like that in movies when they start it somewhere in the middle of the movie and then they go.
Yeah.
And then you have to catch back up to it throughout the
And
movie.
then later on you go, oh, that's the scene.
Sam, have you ever seen Goodfellas?
I have, but I can't
Oh, Sam, it's so
like
good.
quote
Remember,
anything
yeah.
or remember anything. It was like,
Yeah, when
I mean-
when I was living on the East Coast, it was like shock and sacrilege. I had not seen all these gangster
yes,
movies.
Yes.
So a friend of mine was like, I'm coming over to your apartment with Goodfellas. We're going to watch this movie. And I was like, I don't know. Because Ray Liotta was coming to the radio station. And I was like, I've never seen Goodfellas. And they were like, you've never seen one of the biggest movies we want to talk about with him?
I was so mad.
And then I was like, oh, I saw Pacific Heights. That one was nuts. And they were like, no, we're not
No,
gonna know that one.
Goodfellas
Yeah, he was
is
a bad cop.
It's a classic. I was sick this past weekend, so I just basically was under the covers watching TV, and I watched Goodfellas, and I forgot how amazing that movie
Is Joe Pesci in that one?
Yeah.
That's
He's
why they
always
send
in
him to
them.
Florida.
That's the one where he goes, Mike, you laugh. Am I funny? Am I a clown?
amuse you?
Do I amuse you?
There's that one and then
Discussing so much?
Casino, and then Casino is Joe Pesci's in that one too.
Yeah. That's
Okay,
a good one.
the other movies that have made the list of greatest movie openings of all time, another mob movie from 1972, The Godfather, the original, where Don Corleone grants favors during his daughter's wedding.
I don't think that's a good open. I mean, I love that movie, but
Maybe because they start with weddings.
That doesn't get
It catches
you.
your
That doesn't
attention.
grab you.
It's a wedding. It's like a
Maybe
giant
it did-
Italian wedding, and he's in the back dealing with murders and hits.
Well, you got to remember that movie's like
We're actually
over
really right in
50
front of
years
everybody.
ago. Maybe for that generation, that was. Because when you watch those old timey movies, we're in ADD world. I don't think we have the patience to sit through a long story. Maybe that was very
almost the
action-packed.
action movies. Action movies, they have to start with action.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, you would hope.
Yeah.
Another movie that made the
That'd be
list. I've
lame.
not seen this movie, but obviously a lot of people have. And Christoph Waltz won the Oscar for his role in *Inglourious Basterds* from 2009. He interrogates a farmer who is hiding Jews under his floor.
The intensity of
very
that
That movie was
scene.
wild.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked the opening of *Scream*, where Drew Barrymore's on the phone,
Yeah, that was cool.
and I'm like, oh my god. Is they really going to just come right out and murder her? Like, she's
That
it's
movie
Drew
freaked me
Barrymore.
out when I watched it in the theater because I was like drunk with buddies in college and stuff, and then we all went to see it like at midnight. I'm like, what the hell's this? This is when I thought.
I mean, right out of the box,
That
the kill of Drew
beginning.
Barrymore was a shocker.
I thought she was gonna
because
be the
I
main
thought-
star.
Exactly. That's why you didn't expect her to
Yeah.
get killed. And you're like, what the heck? That was from 1996.
It's interesting you saw that while you were, partying and getting drunk because that's a movie you really kind of got to focus, and I can't focus when I'm intoxicated.
Do you have to focus? It's just a slasher
Just
film.
trying to figure out who did it.
no, I mean it's pretty simple. I mean,
Not trying to be a DA over here.
Yeah, well, I'm not
investigator.
sure. I know I'm going to get the answer sometime in the next hour and a half.
Try to figure out which one of these people. All right. Coming up next, we're going to have more conversation with Juan. Juan is sitting in on our show today. He is a huge fan of our show, very loyal, has listened to us for years. We first met him over
11 years ago.
11 or 12 years.
Yeah.
Welcome,
and
Juan.
we haven't had him in the studio or seen him really since COVID. So it's been a while, Juan.
Welcome back, buddy.
We're going to catch up with you and maybe get you a
Great to
teaching
be
job.
here.
Yeah. He wants to get back in he wants to teach.
Yeah, that's what he went to school for. He works at HEB now in the curbside.
Maybe
He's
we
the
can
shopper.
help you out.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully.
let's have a conversation and see what our teaching percentage of our population that listens to the show, like whether you're administrator, you're a teacher, you work somehow in a school, maybe you have some ideas for us.
Yeah, maybe maybe there's something else you could teach. You like to teach, but maybe there's a teacher's like, don't do it. Go
Not
do-
right now,
do
not
this.
right now.
Do
Not a good
this
time.
instead or whatever.
Your advice for Juan. Should he go back into try and get back into teaching, or should he just stay where he is and be a partner at HEB for life? We'll talk about that next on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
104.1.
KRBE is back to the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
All right, we have a lot going on today here on the show. At 8 o'clock this morning, we're doing the rapid fire quiz for a chance to score Space Cowboys tickets. I'm trying to go for that three-peat just to stick it.
You sound very confident about this.
Do
No,
I?
She's very cocky about this, people.
No, I'm just pointing out.
Everyone says that I'm the cocky
I'm
one.
just pointing out what Eric would be doing, Ryan, if he had gone to back. He'd be like, I'm going for my three-peat.
But there have been people that have said
I mean, when you've done it twice,
Eric is a sore loser, but Roula is a sore winner.
yes.
That's fine with me. Makes it exciting.
The only good thing is we don't have to hear the sore winner very much. But we can hear it today. We can't hear it 3 weeks in a row. She must be stopped.
She must be stopped.
Also, we've got Crime Stoppers coming in studio after 8 o'clock. You know, we always have check-ins with them regarding the different campaigns they're going through to educate your kids, your teens, about online safety and school safety. And speaking of schools, we have a very special guest in studio who's hoping maybe to get back into school, or maybe you're going to tell him not to.
Friend of the show.
One of our loyal listeners, his name is Juan. He used to come by a lot about 10, 11 years ago. He's when we met him. He's done so many things with our show. Hi, Juan. How's it going?
Hello, guys. How's it going?
Morning, buddy.
Good
What's
to
up,
be here.
Juan? I know you got here before a lot of us. He was here like 5:30 this morning.
You know, I'm used to being here. I love to wake up early. You know.
Really?
Do you really?
You get more
Yeah,
out
no.
of the day, I feel.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's exactly my philosophy. I'd rather be a morning person than do like an afternoon. Yeah.
That's true. There's nothing
Late
good at
night.
nighttime anyway.
Yeah.
Only bad things happen after midnight, my mommy said.
My mommy.
So, Juan, because I know we've learned since we started the show that you work at HEB now, and you are part of the curbside department where you're doing the shopping for those that want to drive up and just have their groceries loaded. Is that an early morning job? Like, what are your hours there?
Well, it varies. I like the morning shifts when I get in. It's like The perfect one is from 5 a.m. to 1:30.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a good
That's
shift.
the early morning shift. It
Yeah.
ends at 1:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Especially people like,
And then but then you have shifts all the way up until like 6 p.m.
I feel like the afternoon would be the busiest because everyone's getting. Because you do the curbside, you're in charge of all the stuff.
Like the
and
2 o'clock
Yeah.
to 5
the
o'clock
aisles are
window.
gonna be, you also gotta consider, the morning and the afternoon, the aisles will get crowded,
Oh, that's
doesn't
right,
it
because you're
feel
going through there with your
Yeah.
pallet.
a little calmer being there so early? You kind of get to ease into the job. You're not overwhelmed with a lot of pressure and high demand.
The store is empty, the store is empty. It's just you and the other people just restocking the shelves,
Yeah, that's got to be
nice.
relaxing.
When I was a kid, I always wanted to, I thought it would be like my dream to be locked into a grocery store overnight so I could just do whatever I want in there. Because I had all the space, could run up and down the aisles, I could eat whatever I want and not have to pay for it. I was like, oh, it'd be so cool to be in a grocery store.
I don't know if they still do this, but
overnight.
when I worked at Farm and Fleet back in the day, they locked us all in overnight. We closed the store at 10.
And Farm
and
and
then we
Fleet,
had to
explain to us how it looks. Like, what is it, like a Home Depot size?
It had everything
like
from
a Lowe's?
one side. When you walked in, it smelled like tires.
Okay.
So you smelled like tires because they did a lot of tires. At the far right, and the far left is like you get salt licks for cows. These big things of salt.
Ew.
Oh, yeah.
You could get bird feed. You could get clothes. You could get
So,
everything.
like, smaller than a
Bicycles.
Costco, but
No.
bigger than a grocery store?
Yeah, way bigger than a grocery
Eric,
store.
did you find
Okay.
this?
But they made me go in from 10 to the whole staff. We all had to go in there and count everything in the store. So imagine getting like the nuts and bolts section. You had to count
You had to
everything.
itemize everything?
Yeah, it was like, I forget what they called it. Every year you had to go
Inventory.
Inventory.
Yeah.
in there to see what we have.
Oh,
Imagine that. That
But didn't you
Wow.
like the quietness? Like, because I worked at Walgreens and they'd lock us in at 10 o'clock at night, just like you.
Yeah, just lock 'em.
And at 7 a.m. I don't think they probably do that anymore because it's kind of dangerous
I like
to be
being
locked
around
in.
the people. Like I would go. The security system we had was the walls had like holes all over it, kind of like the pegboards.
Oh, yeah.
And so with the planks, I could walk back there and watch people to make sure they're not stealing.
Eric's a creeper.
No, I was like making sure they're not stealing. There's always old farts with batteries.
Batteries.
Yeah, man.
They love to steal us.
Just today, when you go shopping, look around the batteries and look for old people. I guarantee someone's stealing.
My God, because they're not cheap.
You see, hey, what's in that purse? Werther's original and batteries.
So, Juan, in your early time, in your early shift for HEB, obviously you're not going to do. I'm assuming somebody doesn't roll up at 6 a.m. to curbside for you to load the groceries. But are you just trying to get like the dry goods of the orders that came in overnight? Because can't you pick the time you want to come pick up the groceries? Like if I went to the HEB app.
Yeah, you can pick.
So
the
if let's
time.
say I picked my time was going to be 11 a.m., would you start pulling that when you get to work at 5 a.m. except for the cold stuff?
No, we pull everything in. It depends. We usually shop like 3 hours ahead. Mm-hmm. On the back of the apartment, there's like a huge freezer.
Okay.
And, / cooler. So you pick out the cold stuff and then you put the.
Oh, so you put everything in and
You
then
put
you-
in the little cooler.
Oh, that's
cold
cool. So
stays
then you know
cold
on that
and
rack
warm
this
stays
is going
warm.
with that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. All
I
right.
just,
So
I just don't know if I trust other people picking out my vegetables.
you either live
Are
by
you
it or
kidding
you
me?
don't, Eric.
You've
There are
never
people who
done that.
swear
Like,
by it.
I've never
I'm
done
not
that.
okay with it.
Swear
I want
by
to take my own
Instacart.
strawberries.
My wife likes to go. It's like therapy for her to go get the stuff. I
like it.
If I go in, I'm going in for like 8 items.
Oh, here's my thing, though, Eric. When we go in for ourselves, we get suckered into buying things
More
that weren't on the
stuff, yeah.
list, or the end cap stuff, or the special, whatever it is. That's the part of consumption that they
Yeah.
want you to be in there so you can buy all that. Because if Juan just got my list, he's just putting what's in the list.
I bet they lose money at doing all the curbside because you're right that people are just getting that
buying
list.
extra.
It's like Vegas, you want them to keep gambling.
But also
Yeah.
on the
You let them stay in.
but also on the app they like, oh, you want to add these too?
Oh, yeah, they
They do that all the time.
suggest.
You
They'll
can
suggest.
You can make impulse buys on the app, just like you are in real
Well,
person.
they'll just suggest, how about this or how about this?
Yeah,
Okay,
they
so
put a
here's
lot of cool
here's the question we have for those listening who work in the teaching world. 37530. Should Juan go back into teaching? He would like to go back to teaching. He went to school to become a teacher, social studies.
What was your
is what you
focus,
were-
Juan?
Is that right?
So just grades 7 to 12.
7 to 12.
But what subject?
Social studies.
Yeah.
Social studies.
One texter said he should do it. I'm a semester away from graduating as a teacher, and I also work at a school, and it's all in caps. So annoying. All these teachers are telling me to not do it. Most professions will tell you not to accomplish what you want to do. So what should someone do? What's a good professional job that you will not live paycheck to paycheck doing? Please, somebody tell me, because I want to be a teacher, and the teachers that she works with are telling her, don't do it.
Every teacher that I know is trying to get out.
Yes, Sam. Isn't this right? This other person
Because
texted,
of-
run for the hills,
Yes.
Juan.
Is there,
Run for the
is
hills.
there something now where like you're going to get your pay raise based on your kid's performance.
I saw that.
I saw it in the news
saw
today.
that, yeah.
Is it on the Crown or something?
How they incentivize,
Right.
yeah.
I'm like, that
Hasn't
sucks.
that been the case for a
Right.
while, though, Eric?
I don't. But I just saw the headline. Like, if so, say your kids
About
don't
the
care,
kids'
and they all
school
get
reading?
C's and D's, even though you're teaching great. That,
Yeah, no,
that would suck.
I
Yeah.
think also comes down to passion, because I went to school for that, but that's why. But working at HEB is great, but I always feel like I wanted to.
Why did you
teach.
initially leave teaching?
Well, I left teaching because no one wanted to hire a first year teacher. Everybody just wanted someone with
experience.
Yeah.
Seasoned.
And you're like, how are you going to get experience? And nobody will hire you to get experience.
I just wondering, is there other stuff, just public schools? Are there other schools you
Yeah,
can
no,
get?
like I'll do any charter schools.
You should look
private
into
schools.
like Montessori schools.
That's what I'm
They're
saying. There could be so
always
many
looking
schools.
for teachers like that. Where the Montessori concept, my ex-wife is a Montessori teacher, and there's like 4 or 5 teachers in the classroom, and they work with the kids one-on-one.
Yeah, but the part is so you submit an application, but it probably just goes to their
Oh yeah,
the
it's just-
inbox.
Because you were doing HR before HEB. Remember, because we used to have you on all the time, and then you couldn't come on because you were doing HR for some company.
Did you have to fire people?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about
No,
that.
yeah.
You were in human resources. That's
Yeah.
right.
See Juan firing people? You're too nice.
Yeah.
No,
Need to be in the
I gotta
room.
tell
that's
you,
why
you're gone.
that's why I left HR. Yeah, but teaching will be. I still think that will be great if someone would
Like
just
what?
give.
Well,
a
it's
first-year
it's so
teacher.
nice to hear that Juan has a passion
Like,
for this.
what do you wanna
Obviously, it's
teach?
in his heart. He wants to
Social
teach.
study. Yeah, I'm certified to teach seventh grade all the way to 12th grade.
But
So
why do you want to teach? Like, what is it? You just want to teach
I
these
just
kids?
teach social studies. I just like teaching in general.
And the other thing that opens doors here in Houston and open doors for me is bilingual. Being bilingual will help you get more than half of the jobs, because they need people who are ESL teachers and who can help these
More
kids.
versatile.
Yeah.
Versatile.
All the one way or the other. There's a lot of Spanish speakers here that I'm sure that you could lend assistance.
Because how
to
old
more
were
so
you
than
when you
someone
moved
else.
here from Columbia?
I was 5 years old.
5 years old.
Oh, wow.
Well, people are saying on text, Juan, that you should definitely, since you're passionate, you should definitely do it, but also keep your HEB job for part-time and for summers.
Yeah.
Because in the summertime, schools are out.
So if you're
So
an
you can do that.
administrator and you're hearing this, maybe you could offer some guidance or a possibility.
Or
Text us 37530.
or you can shoot me an email. It's juangteacher@gmail.com. So it's JUANG teacher@gmail.com.
That's easy.
Yeah.
That's easy. Good job.
Juan
Let's go with
G.
it.
Teacher.
@gmail.com.
Okay.
I like that.
Juan
And I'll send you
G.
my
Teacher.
resume and my teaching stuff.
Look at you. Juan,
Good for you.
the letter G, teacher @gmail.com.
And then maybe then we have to come after you get the job, come back and we'll find you a woman.
No, then he'll be like, I can't come back because I'm in class.
Yeah. Well, summertime, summer off.
Right.
Well, hang out with us.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
what's going down in H-Town?
104.1 KRBE.
Big old long baseball game is what's going down. The Astros used 6 pitchers and went 12 innings to beat the Mariners 2-1.
Man, the
So we
Mariners,
it's a 1-1 series tie right now, right?
that team, every game they play is always one run. Like, it's 3-2.
Low scoring games.
And they don't score much, so glad we pulled that out. Cam Smith got a triple, knocked in a run. He's our rookie. This kid's awesome.
I was hoping he'd get the grand slam, Eric, in the 4th, but it didn't happen. I was very sad about
That's
that.
a lot of pressure.
And then, unfortunately, did you see this? A former Houston Astro relief pitcher, Octavio Dotel, was killed after a roof collapsed at a nightclub in the Dominican capital of Santo Domingo. So this happened where 66 people died in this massive, disaster.
sad.
160 people injured. The roof collapsed at a big nightclub, and unfortunately, he lost his life.
The
So
Jet Set nightclub is actually, he wasn't the only one. There were 3
Athletes.
former baseball players that were 2 ex-MLB players and singer Ruby Perez among the dozens killed in that nightclub roof collapse. So sad and terrible. So scary when you go somewhere. That's why to this day, ever since that crazy Great White Fire in 2003, when I go to a club or some kind of a party
You're
situation,
looking for the exit.
I'm looking for the exit and I want to be close to it.
My mommy said, don't go out after midnight. That's
that's 2 mommy references. All right, coming up next,
Kevin, did
Special
you tell
K.
the telemarketers about your mommy or your daddy?
I
tell
told
them
him
that.
I told him about Mama Ruru.
Oh, Oh, would that be me?
And how she used to work at the Roxy as a flapper.
Oh, I was flapping away at that Roxy.
Everyone's getting hit in this one.
Okay, telemarketer turn around. When the telemarketer's called Kevin, he turns it right around. You're going to hear it next on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.